People. Que pasa, sakpa, say what they do. Now people, it seems like these shutters in Jamaica, they are targeting the elderly and also the young. May I talk about some pitney? Because people remember I told you before, the 81-year-old granny and her 2 grand pitney them. And then the returning resident 72. And then yesterday we are speaking about our next old lady, 81-year-old and people. In this case, I am speaking about a student and another student that was injured that was conned up in a place called Christiana, Manchester. And this occurred 8 o'clock last night. And based on the information from the Popo, it is said that the 14-year-old has been identified as Deshaun Ashley. And based on the information from the Popo, it is said that at about 8 o'clock, he was standing at a store with some friends talking and just basically S0N the breeze when his father picked him up, and it is said that as soon as the father arrived on the scene and he got into the car, some men alighted from out of some sort of Toyota motor car and they sprayed the car and also sprayed the air. And it is said that Mr. Deshaun, he was taken to the place of recovery along with the father. However, the father was okay, and also a next little picnic, a next little youth, one of his friends were also hit. Now people, when we list the stuff like these or incidents like these, we can only come to a couple of logical conclusions. They were looking for the father, or the father was the target. However, people like them say, if them can't catch QUAK0, they are going to catch the shot. And usually in most cases, the father or QUAK0 knows what he is up against, know that he is a target, so therefore he is always elusive. He is always able to take care of himself. However, with sister, the son was not also lucky. Now the next thing is that we have to also wonder, is there some sort of turf war, some sort of gang warfare in the era, and they just came and they just sprayed, we are speaking about randomly, and it so happened that the 14-year-old and his father, our next little youth, was the target or was hit. And also we have to also ask the question, was this some form of mistaken identity? However, people, whichever case it is, we see that it is getting disgusting. We see that Jamaica is basically plummeting to the depths of hell. We see that Jamaica is getting worse and worse, point blank and period. And every time we look, it seems as if it is either some old people or some young youth. People, me don't know what is the solution. However, it cannot continue like this. Point blank and period. So anyways, people, that is my views on the whole thing as it pertains to that. And like me say, it is just my views and opinion. It is not the gospel. Your views and opinion can be respectfully different from mine. But let me know what you think in the comment section. Bless up. Now people, there's a saying in Jamaica, if you sleep with certain woman, crosses catch you because them all salt. Now people, in this part of the video, I am speaking about a pastor and her name is Veronica, and she claims that she have the anointed VJJ. And people, when I talk about VJJ, you know exactly what I am speaking about. We are speaking about the God bless poems. So anyways, people, based on the information, it is said that her hole is anointed, and anybody with any sort of impotence or any sort of infertility, she basically sleep with the audience or the congregation, and it cures it. Now people, when we listen to stuff like this, we have to wonder if persons are making up this thing. However, people, we say that we are in the year of 2020 and anything goes. It is the WTF year. That means what the, you know what I talk about. Now people, women especially or specifically, if you know say you have the anointed poems, please let me know in the comment section and tell me how you know, who tell you, and why they are credible. People, that was just a joke. Now people, when we see what has been going on in the church lately, we see that they are using all sorts of unorthodox method. We see that they are growing their congregation with all sorts of FREAKY-ish. And people, in this case, this might be some sort of scam, people. Me no know. I don't know. I've not slept with this lady. She's a beautiful woman. However, I don't know her. So therefore, I did not get the opportunity. And even if I got the opportunity, I would not tell you. So anyways, people, the moral of the story is that when we see what is going on with the church today, it seems as if the church has become a circus, and they are using all sorts of unorthodox methods. They are having all sorts of healing power for all sorts of different things. So people, me just say I cannot verify or validate this, ladies. We are speaking about powerful pumps, or if it is indeed anointed, me just tell you what me hear, me just tell you what me see. However, people, if you think that she is right, or if you think that it is a scam, let me know in the comment section. Bless up. Now the next thing that is popping in the news is, people, these taximen or these Bellevue escapees that we call taximen in Jamaica, because people, we see them around the road hot like some mad bat out of hell, and people, when I speak about some mad bat out of hell, they are even worse. Now people, we see that they've been licking down people left, right and center, and sometimes when them lick people car, them run left them own car, and mostly when they go to the place we are talking about, the court, they are given a little slap on the wrist. So people, we have to ask the question, why are they creating all sorts of chaos and catastrophe and getting away with it? And people, the answer is simple. So anyways, I am going to explain why further on in this video. Now people, we see that there was an incident yesterday, and it involves an ex-taximan, of course, and it is said that he was in some sort of mad rush to get away from the transport authority. However, when he did that, he licked down a lady and basically almost take off her foot. I am speaking about between her calf and her ankle. It was basically separated. So people, I am going to let you take a listen, take a look at the edited version of the video, and then after that I am going to give my piece.
I want to see the next piece right here. I reach near the body, a copy. She just going out. Her foot off, you know?
Now people, if you listen in the background, you can hear the rain. The rain is falling, so that is the noise that you hear, so don't pay it any attention. Now people, when we think about what is going on in the transport system in Jamaica, and we see that we have a whole bunch of minibus man with hundreds of tickets, and also the same can be said with the taximan, they might even be worse. And we have to wonder, how is that somebody creating all sort of thing get so much ticket, hundreds of ticket? How is it that they are still driving, especially in the public? We are speaking about transportation system. And people, the answer is very simple. A lot of these taxis are owned by members of the security force. May I talk about the JCF? And if it is not owned, they are paying corrupted popo that are taking all sorts of bribery to basically turn a blind eye and act like them don't see what is going on. Because people, if you take a place like AN0INTED, whenever the popo leave for like an hour or so, we are speaking about pure catastrophe. We are speaking about the inmates are running the asylum. So people, how is it that a civilized country like Jamaica allow this to happen over and over and over? How is it that they are putting persons' life, we are speaking about the public, in a jeopardy because of a set-off? We are speaking about maniacs on the road, and people, that is exactly what they are. And people, don't get it twisted, don't get it misconstrued. I am just speaking in general because of every kind of profession, you have the good and the bad. However, we are speaking about 99.9% bad as it pertains to these taximen, and 0.1% good, point blank and period. So people, the moral of the story is that yet again we see a next person getting injured. However, we can just expect the madness to continue, because people, like them say, money and bribery, it is always a motive. And whenever these popo are getting paid, they will always turn a blind eye. And people, there is always a conflict of interest, especially when popo own these vehicles that are creating chaos and catastrophe on the road. So people, you are basically asking, we are speaking about the wolves and the hyena to watch the chicken cub, point blank and period. So anyways people, that is my views on the whole thing as it pertains to that. And like me say, it is just my views and opinion, it is not the gospel. Your views and opinion can be respectfully different from mine, but let me know what you think in the comment section. Bless up.